Haxarous looking for the counter farm down, and we get it. The opponent sends out Toxicroak. Toxicroak has no shields, and if they don't know that Haxarous has access to Earthquake, my god, are they about to find out. So, welcome back to the channel. Today we are entering the Spice Zone. I know a lot of people are super bored of the Open Great League, me included. However, Karim is already legend and he is out there trolling hard. He is running Triple Dragon in the Open Great League, and my god, do we pick up some absolutely phenomenal victories. I'm going to keep the intro short and sweet. Without any further ado, let's jump into the battles. Karim playing I Am the Teacher in Game 1. Love the in-game name. We lead Latios into Lanturn. You love to see it. The opponent save switches into Gliscor and stay in school, kids. Learn to count. We're the teacher on this channel. We catch the Night Slash after 5 wing attacks on the Zwilious, and that is obviously resisted due to our dark subtyping. Karim outpaces to the Body Slam. Body Slam going to be putting massive shield pressure on the Gliscor. Gliscor elects itself to go down. The opponent re-enters Lanturn. This still not a great matchup. All 3 of our Pokemon dominate Lanturn due to Dragon resisting both electric and water. The opponent fires off the Surf. That isn't enough to KO Karim. Only going to make one move, so opting to go for the hard hitting Dark Pulse. The opponent commits that Protect Shield. Can they Water Gun down? Yes, they can. However, they're already down into the yellow. We send back out Latios. The opponent sends out Lickitung, and Karim going for the harder hitting Psychic. Psychic will obviously hit harder, then Dragon Claw, and gets a chance of a defense drop. We don't get the defense drop. We enter into Haxarous. The opponent says, I've had enough, and concede the match. Let's go. Moving on to the next one. Latios into Mantine. Pretty neutral matchup. We do have to be wary of the Ice Beam, which they will reach after 7 wing attacks. The opponent fires off a charge move. Karim is going to respect a potential Ice Beam, and the opponent masturbates us with a Bubble Beam. You hate to see it. We now overfarm, going for the hard hitting Psychic again. Is the opponent willing to commit that Protect Shield? Yes, they are. Despite the Glassy Latios being in the yellow, the opponent will steal into Ice Beam to take us out. Karim commits that final Protect Shield, and this time the opponent full sends it. Karim now overfarms, fires off the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw will be lethal despite being debuffed. The opponent commits that final shield. It's now a race. The opponent switches out, looking to catch the Dragon Claw on Diggersby. Karim shows great discipline, holding his energy. He's now going to fire off the Psychic. Psychic, even debuff, lands for massive damage. And we now enter into Zwilious. Zwilious, the thickest of the 3 Pokemon, going to be able to absorb this energy somewhat better. But the opponent full sends the Hyper Beam. Holy shit, that did a lot of damage. Zwilious does survive though, makes the Body Slam. Karim goes for the Undercharge. That's a great Undercharge. We now manage to almost Dragon Breath down. The opponent makes the Fire Punch on 1 HP and a Dream. Fire Punch isn't lethal. Karim stops attacking, wanting to farm down Haxarous. I really like this play. The opponent realising they're going to get farmed down, switch out into Reggie. Come on, Karim, make the Earthquake. The opponent makes a charge move. We should survive 1 Focus Blast. The opponent goes for the Zap Cannon. What the heck? Zap Cannon, definitely not the play, as Dragon does resist electric. Karim makes the Earthquake. Earthquake returns Registeel to its Pokeball. Mantine comes back out. They have got energy. Ice Beam will be taking us out. However, they're on such low HP. I think Latios has this. 1 Dragon Breath takes care of Mantine, and 1 Dragon Breath takes care of Diggersby. Incredible win. GG's. Moving on to the next one. Latios into Dragonair. It's going to be about who wins CMP. Dragonair, pretty bulky. I think Latios is going to win. We fire off and it is CMP. Latios does win. So we're either going to win switch or take shield advantage. The opponent commits that shield to Karim. Hasn't won lead. However, he has got 1 shield down. The opponent fires off the Body Slam. Body Slam secures the knockout. In comes Zwilious for the farm down. Let's see what the opponent wants to come into. It could quite likely be Medicham and Bastiodon. However, my prediction is definitely wrong, as the opponent sends out Knockdown. Knockdown goes straight for the Sky Attack. Karim up shields, going to commit his first one here. Karim can now overfarm. These Dragon Breaths tearing apart the bulky Knockdown. The opponent only with 1 Protect Shield remaining. So Karim going to full send the Dark Pulse. The opponent lets it go, and again Karim fires on CMP. Beautiful counting from Karim. Sky Attack takes us out. We switch out into Haxarous, and it's Umbreon in the back. These counters are super effective. However, we don't get same type attack bonus. Haxarous super attack weight in the Great League, so it doesn't particularly matter. Karim now fires off the Night Slash, fishing for the boost and the last shield. The opponent commits that last shield. We get the boost. And that is going to be all she wrote. Karim can easily shield this move up. He's going to fire off one counter and the Earthquake. Earthquake going to be massive overkill on this Umbreon, but you love to see it. Down goes Umbreon. Can we counter farm him down? Of course we can. And Haxarous sweeps the back line. Moving on to the next one. Latios into knockdown. Pretty neutral lead. The Dragon Breaths are going to tear through the opponent due to our Psychic subtyping. The threat of Shadow Ball is going to be a huge one-shot potential. Karim commits the shield. The opponent fires off the Sky Attack. Karim now continues to overfarm and going to return fire with the Dragon Claw. Is Knockdown going to shield in return? Yes, they are. However, I believe if we do play out the twos, we are going to get outpaced as Knockdown takes just 6-6, then 5 to the Sky Attacks. Karim commits that final shield. He then returns fire with the Dragon Claw. Does the opponent want to win lead? Yes, they do. We are going to get outpaced to the next Sky Attack, and Sky Attack definitely going to be lethal from this range. However, it's going to be a nice farm down for either our two Pokemon. Karim sends in Haxarous, looking for the counter farm down, and we get it. Both players have no shields remaining. The opponent sends out Toxicroak, and my god, if Toxicroak don't know Haxarous has access to Earthquake, they're about to find out. Toxicroak gets one shot returned to their Pokeball. It's Lanturn in the back, and this is going to be game over. Every fast move and every charge move in Lanturn's arsenal is resisted. I've got no idea why the opponent is staying in. Clearly they're hoping Karim has a heart attack, and let me tell you, he did not. The opponent going to fire off another Surf. Zwilious just Dragon Breathing away, going to return fire with the Dark Pulse. The opponent might be hoping for a free win. However, if you're going to use Knockdown and Lanturn, there's going to be no free wins on this channel. We make the Body Slam, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see another Lanturn, all three dragons, absolutely shit on this stupid electric fish. The opponent save switches into Sableye, usually one of the best save switches in the league. However, Zwilious is a really solid response. Karim gonna shield up a potential return, and the opponent full sends it. As we've correctly shielded up a return, we're going to be able to Dragon Breath farm all the way down. Karim able to play around, get rid of some messages. Is that dominant in this matchup? Back out comes Lanturn. We fire off the Dark Pulse. Lanturn now below 50% HP, and we're already at the next Dark Pulse. This is going to get Lanturn super low. The opponent needs to throw. They get farmed down. Zwilious running through the opponent's team, and it's Trevenant in the back. Are we going to see a Zwilious sweep? The opponent still has 2 Protect Shields, so Karim checking how large the opponent's Gohonas are. He fires off the double resisted Body Slam. The opponent commits that first Protect Shield. Karim this time doesn't even build up to the Dark Pulse. Trevenant does let this go, however the Dragon Breaths are ripping them apart. Trevenant in the red, gonna fire off a charge move. Seed Bomb is lethal. We can send back out Latios. The opponent can fire off a Shadow Ball, however we've still got a Protect Shield. The opponent masturbates once again, but that is still going to be all she wrote. You love to see it. Top meta getting destroyed. Moving on to the next one. Latios into Dunsparce. A great lead for Latios. As we're so glassy, we really don't appreciate Pokemon that have got fast move pressure, and rollout doesn't do a lot. Karim shields up the Drill Run. He's now going to overfarm and full send the Psychic. Psychic probably not going to be lethal from this range. Dunsparce pretty thick. The opponent lets it go. That does massive damage, and Karim catches the second charge move on his Zwilious Drill Run. Doesn't do too much as Zwilious is pretty bulky. The opponent now sends out a shiny Medicham, looking for the counter farm down on our shiny Zwilious. However, Zwilious again shows its bulk, makes the Dark Pulse, which gets Medicham into the yellow, and it's CMP. Let's go, Karim. This definitely looks playable. The opponent no bubbles the power up punch. They get a little bit more farm. We now send out Latios. The opponent has enough for a boosted Psychic. Karim not willing to shield. It is the Psychic, however we do survive. We Dragon Breath down. We're spamming out into Haxarous, and it's Bastiodon in the back. Let's go, Bastiodon. You stupid wall, you're about to get wrecked. Karim fires off the Night Slash. The opponent needs to start using their Protect Shields. They shield the first. Karim continues to overfarm. The opponent attempts to catch. They don't catch. We counter down. We're almost at the back-to-back charge moves. This next one will be getting the final Protect Shield, and the next Night Slash is going to be all she wrote. Bastiodon, get wrecked, buddy. I absolutely hate you, and you're about to get slapped. Let's go. Moving on to the next battle. We see Latios into Lanturn. Beautiful, beautiful lead. You couldn't ask for better, and what's even nicer is the opponent is staying in. If they're weak to Latios, they're definitely going to be weak to the dragons in the back. Karim going to shield up the Thunderbolt as it does hit quite hard on our glassy Pokemon. Dragon Breath ripping through the opponent. The opponent now switches out into Medicham, hoping Karim switches, but Karim says no chance. He fires off the Dragon Claw, getting the first Protect Shield, and this time he's full sending the Psychic. Psychic goes unshielded. The opponent near gets one shot. Karim can now shield this up, farm all the way down. Whatever the opponent does bring out is going to be switch locked, as Medicham was straight in and straight out. The opponent sends out Umbreon, and here comes Haxarous. Umbreon, without a doubt, one of the thickest mon in the league, but Haxarous is going to tear through him with the counters. The opponent fires off the last resort. Interesting. I don't know why you wouldn't throw the Dark Pulse or Foul Play, but it is what it is. We return fire with the Earthquake. The opponent commits that final shield, then I'll pivot back out into Lanturn. They fire off their energy, and they're about to be in for a very nasty surprise surf. Takes us out. We come back into Latios, looking to force the opponent to throw their energy. The opponent does throw. If this is just a surf, we might survive. The opponent does throw a surf. We do survive. We farm down. We've got the Dragon Claw locked and loaded. However, why not go for the bad manners? We fire off the resisted Psychic. The opponent probably thinks we don't know our typings, but we are just playing with our food. We send out Zwilious. The opponent is in a world of trouble. They fire off the last resort. That does absolutely nothing. We Dragon Breath farm down and take another dub. Moving on to the next one. Yet another Lanturn beat down. The opponent safe switches into Sableye, and here comes Zwilious. So if you're getting fed up of seeing these stupid teams, why not run a meme team? Triple Dragon Karim going to shield up a potential return. The opponent full sends it. This is going to allow us to Dragon Breath farm all the way down. If the opponent returns with Lanturn, it's going to get spammed with some hard-hitting charge moves. Karim sees the Lanturn come in, goes straight for the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse does land. We're almost at Dark Pulse number 2, and Karim goes straight for it. Lanturn now going to be left deep in the red. The opponent chooses to shield this up. That's a really questionable play. Whatever the opponent throws isn't going to take us out. The opponent goes for the Thunderbolt. Zwilious shrugs it off. Karim now fishing for the Body Slam. Lanturn's already committed one shield. Surely you're not going to double shield, trainer. The opponent just completely sacks the Lanturn, and again it's Trevenant in the back. Trevenant has the typing advantage over Latios. Latios makes the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw does force the final Protect Shield. Can the opponent farm down? No, they do leave with a whole boatload of energy. Karim is going to be in a spot of trouble here. We've got one Protect Shield. We need to correctly shield up a Shadow Ball. Karim does commit that shield. The opponent baits us with a Seed Bomb. It's going to be a race. Holy smokes, they're at the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball returns us to our Pokeball. Zwilious looking for the farm down. Let's go. 1 HP and a dream. Moving on to 2 bonus battles. This time we're trolling in the Ultra League. We lead our Shadow Golurk into Galarian Weeze in a great lead. Don't rub your eyes. You're actually seeing a Crawdon answer this Jellicent. Crawdon, definitely not a Pokemon we see too often, but it's a great answer for Jellicent. Due to our dark water typing, we do resist absolutely everything, but Crawdon, so glassy. Shadow Ball does 50% of our HP. Karim overfarms, fires off the Night Slash, does secure the knockout, back out, comes wheezing. These Fairy Winds are hitting for super effective. Crawdon super glassy, but that does mean the Crab Hammer is going to land for huge damage. The opponent doesn't commit to the farm down. They know the next Crab Hammer will be knocking them out. The opponent fires off the Brutal Swing. Brutal Swing secures the knockout. The opponent already at the next Brutal Swing. I can't imagine Golurk, particularly bulky. Holy smokes, Brutal Swing lands for huge damage. The opponent sends out Swampert, and we've got Greedent. Swampert, as always, super spammy. Greedent also spammy, and we've got the advantage. Our Bullet Seeds are hitting for double super effective. Karim going to start investing his Protect Shields. We shield the first Hydro Cannon. The opponent likewise shields the Body Slam. This time Karim going to allow the charge move to go through, and this Squirrel is super thick. Karim going to fire off the next Body Slam. This won't be lethal, but will get Swampert into the yellow. The opponent continues to overfarm, allowing Karim to make one more Body Slam. Surely the opponent has to shield, which they do. They need to Earthquake to take Greedent out from this range. Tough decision to make. Is Karim going to call it? Last second shield We get baited with the Hydro Cannon, but again, the opponent just fires a Hydro Cannon. They might look to snipe with their Weezing. We tank the move. The opponent does look to snipe. We come into Golurk looking for the Mud Slap down. We don't get it. This Brutal Swing will be lethal. Karim just needs to overfarm to be able to outpace the Swampert. We throw 2 Bullet Seeds and the Body Slam. 1 Body Slam for the Weezing and 1 Body Slam for the returning Swampert is going to be all she wrote. Very, very nicely done. That is some insane spice running Shadow Golurk and Crawdon on the same team. We've got one more battle from this team, so let's get into it. Golurk into Reggie. Let's go. The Tin Can retreats into Kingdra. So we're going to answer with Greedent. Greedent going to use its Bolt and Spamminess to apply pressure to this Kingdra. The opponent shields the first Body Slam, which gives me a good inkling that they're going to fire off an Octazooka Fishing for the debuff, an instant no shield from Karim. And of course, the opponent fires off the Octazooka. They don't get a debuff, so Karim says, fuck it, I'll have a go at debuff, and you fires off the Crunch. We get the defense drop. Kingdra, probably pretty sad as they've got a 50% chance. We've got a 30% chance, but that's RNG for you. Body Slam gets the opponent super low. Karim now able to shield and Bullet Seed down. The opponent again Octazookas and again no debuff. They send back out Reggie and Karim answers with Golurk. Holy smokes, this Tin Can actually taking a lot of damage from the Mud Slaps. The opponent fires off the Zap Cannon. That is resisted. They this time do get the debuff. However, is a debuff going to save them from the wrath of Shadow Golurk? Dynamic Punch still does massive damage. The debuff allows us to farm down and leave with energy. The opponent sends out Gyarados. Gyarados, due to their flying typing, going to be heavily resisting the Mud Slaps. However, Shadow Punch still does some decent chip damage. The opponent manages the Dragon Breath down, which is unfortunate. Karim sends back out his bulky Squirrel. We're at the Body Slam. Body Slam should be pressuring the final shield. The opponent does commit that shield and they throw. It's now all down to Crawdon to sweep the remainder of the team. We still have 1 Protect shield. The opponent has this Gyarados with residual energy, and they also have a 3rd shield as that Kingdra is still alive in the back. We fire off the Night Slash. We get the boost. Crawdon will be resisting the usual moveset of Aqua Tail and Crunch. The opponent fires off the Aqua Tail. The opponent going to fire off 1 more Aqua Tail, but Crawdon should survive, which we do. The opponent continues to stay and they then look to catch. Karim holds his energy. We've got the Crab Hammer and that is going to be all she wrote. You can see by the message in the right hand corner the opponent has conceded. Let's go. What an incredible video from Karim. We saw so many trolls and to be honest I'm pretty bored this season. It was great to see some fun spice trolling top meta. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button if you're new. Consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. Link to my battle submission form is down below. I'd like to say thanks for watching and I will see you all in the next one.